All right, all right, all right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year. This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game.
Here we go. My first NBA game. This is something I've been waiting for my entire life. And to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. But I know this is where I belong. So I just gotta get out there and do what I was born to do. I hope I can make my family proud.
Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. It's all about the Eastern Conference. That's where the action is today as the Atlanta Hawks get ready to battle. And they're starting off from O'Neal.
You know, he's a great young player and even a better young man. So personally, I couldn't be happier for him. I know he's thinking about the game.
Oh, and what a feeling it's got to be as we get to see the very first NBA bucket from O'Neal.
You know, you got to be happy for him. I mean, that's a great way to open up his NBA scoring account.
Well, everybody is happy to see him put the first points of his career on the board. Coaches, fans, teammates, everybody. Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Shot is off, and it's Detroit the other way. Outside Jackson. Inside, it's tipped. Rebound Atlanta. 1:44 left in the first. Here's O'Neal. Another miss by O'Neal.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
And that one's good.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
The Hawks leading by 4. Schroeder kicks to O'Neal. He feeds it to Splitter. Schroeder up top, guarded by Jackson. Here's Scott. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
And 1:01 left to play here in the first. Outside Jackson to the paint. Tolliver. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Tolliver's got his first bucket in this one. Hawks have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. And here is O'Neal. Good work defensively by Johnson.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Here's Jackson. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul. Stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
Justin Holiday's checked in for Hardaway.
And guys, he's not the tallest or most imposing wing player, but Stanley Johnson has incredible strength and really unmatched confidence. One reason why so many were high on him in the draft.
The Hawks shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
2 shots.
That's good from O'Neal. And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor. And Clark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid on anything when it comes to basketball.
Well, with Freak Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And, Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready, and he's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school when he could be on the NBA clock.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive. Well, earlier we sat down with Freak and asked him about playing in his first NBA game.
You know, I've thought about this moment my entire life. Now that it's finally here, the feeling's pretty crazy. But I know it's just the beginning. I got a lot of hard work ahead of me to get to where I want to go, to be the best player and the best teammate I can be. But this is an exciting first step, no doubt.
You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective from most rookies, do you?
You really don't, Kevin. I mean, I really like his approach to the game. What remains to be seen, though, is will that translate to consistent production on the court.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. So, for the Pistons, on the floor for Detroit, Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Johnson is out there with Anthony Tolliver, and it's Baines in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Scott. Good on the triple. Scott's got 5.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Certainly the biggest surprise last year, Clark, was the play of the Atlanta Hawks. You would have picked them to win the East at the start of the season.
Well, they did it, and they earned it. The Hawks didn't have any superstars on their roster, but they won with solid team play.
And the dunk by O'Neal.
Hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
Schroeder kicks to Corver. Good.
And for the Hawks, they did end up with 4 All-Stars last season. And as you said, it was all about how they worked together as a team.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And he better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
Splitter passes to Scott. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
And, you know, around the NBA, the league recognized the Hawks were a complete team. Everybody played their role superbly. The NBA named all 5 of their starters the player of the week last year in an unprecedented move.
It will go down, and the Hawks' lead has got back down to 4 points with the basket from Johnson. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Now here's Schroeder, guarded by Jackson. And a miss there on the triple. Detroit's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Here's O'Neal. Drilled it right as the clock hit all 0.
Wow, what a clutch shot. He's got nerves of steel.
Woo! Gotta have big-time nerves to hit a shot like that at the buzzer.
And the first half is now in the books. It's Atlanta as they end the second quarter on a 14-4 run. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
All right, listen up, guys. Way to come out strong in the first half. Taking care of business, TCB. For the most part, we played an intelligent first half. Our passing has been crisp. We haven't given the ball away, and that's big because we can't afford turnovers. Those will kill us. But we did get a nice lift off the bench in that half. I might want to stay with some of those hot hands, so everybody be ready. And let me touch on tempo for a second. We're not out to use the whole shot clock, but I would like to see us get set up offensively. These guys did not see this coming, but now they know what they're up against, and they're going to come out angry. Get ready to go toe-to-toe with them and cap this thing off.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. Freak really making a difference here.
He created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that's that.
And so it's the Hawks who come out on top. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as Clark, they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal.
Yep, and it might not be the way a coach would have drawn it up or wanted it to end, but these fans loved it.
And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season.
We gotta forget about that one. The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Korver. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another.
I'll give it to Kyle Korver. When he's shooting the basketball like this, he can blow a game wide open. There's not many guys that's ever, not in the league now, but ever played the game that can shoot like he can.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting...
I'm coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're going to be there. Playing in front of them in an NBA uniform for the first time is going to be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's going to be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And I'll be ready.
It's time for some hoops at the home of the New York Knicks. We're bringing it to you live on 2K Sports. Looking at the last game for the New York Knicks, it was a win against the Bucks in Milwaukee. A 3-point... First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played.
Well, I tell you, last season was a big one for the Hawks and Coach Budenholzer. Their dominant season won him multiple Coach of the Month titles, and eventually he won the Coach of the Year award.
On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Cephalosha is out there with Teague, and it's O'Neal in at the small forward. Back to Millsap. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Millsap's got his first 2 points of the night. It was pretty obvious, I thought, Greg, that Budenholzer was the deserved Coach of the Year. I mean, Steve Kerr, there are a lot of good names you could put in there. But what he's done taking the Hawks to the top of the East, a few saw that coming.
I agree with you. I mean, he has transformed this Hawks team over the past couple of years, has a wonderful team game. You know, obviously a lot of influence coming from Pop when he was with San Antonio, but he is really, I think, redefining how the game of basketball is being played at the pro level.
The Hawks shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line, so that's a nice all-around effort.
And you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Kevin Shareef, he's checked in for Lopez. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Porzingis. And it's Calderon in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. Scotty's checked in for Paul Millsap.
Mike Scott.
Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. It's time now to look at the NBA's toughest defensive teams from a season ago. Number 5, the Hawks.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when their offense wasn't clicking.
O'Neal against Williams. O'Neal dishes to Hardaway. O'Neal kicks to Hardaway. Here's Scott. Here's O'Neal. Here's Splitter. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
And the one thing Tiago Splitter gives you every year, Clark, is consistency. The numbers, the effort, the results, all very familiar every year.
Yeah, his game is really built on the intangibles. He hustles. He knows where he's supposed to be. He gets to the right spot at the right time, crashes the boards, takes charges. He does all the little stuff.
And he gets it to go. 1:19 left in the first quarter. Calderon kicks to O'Quinn. There's Galloway. He's guarded by Schroeder. Galloway, the pass to Serafin.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
14. The Hawks call timeout.
Well, Kevin, we got a moment now to look back to last year's Atlanta Hawks. Second in assists, second in three-point field goal percentage. And they also showed up in the top 5 in shooting percentage. This is a team that knows how to execute its offense and get good shots.
And from those assist numbers, you can see this was a very unselfish team. Their passing was really infectious and made them a tough team to defend.
Here's Williams. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Williams has got his first bucket in this one.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
O'Neal against Williams. Tries from 10, and it comes off the front of the rim. New York leading by 5. Galloway kicks to Calderon. The 10-footer. Williams can't hit. And here is O'Neal. 11 points for him in that last game against Detroit. Hardaway from outside. That's good. Just 4 seconds left in the first quarter. Galloway. He caught it up in time, but it wouldn't. And a chance to hear from former number 2 overall pick Derek Williams about his focus. 2 huge improvements for him. Different look for New York. Kevin Shareef, he's checked in for Lopez. Porzingis comes in for Louis Amundsen. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. O'Neal's checked in for Atlanta. On the court for Atlanta, Teague and Korver are the guards. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. And it's O'Neal in at the 3.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. Clark, one thing about the Hawks last year is they were very strong on the road, as you could have guessed.
Yeah, but Kevin, they struggled a little bit down the stretch on the road, but still managed to have the best road record in the East.
New York moving it around. 4 on the clock. Here's Galloway. Off target with his 3.
Well, they're fortunate. Defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Anthony against O'Neal. And Teague has it in the corner. Knicks trail by 9.
And how about that road record for the Hawks? 25-16 last season. 9 of those wins came during that 19-game winning streak in early 2015.
The dish to O'Neal. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. And the Hawks lead by 9.
Nice touch there near the hoop.
New York's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4.
Boy, you look at the Hawks, and they seem to be built to play on the road because they can survive a player having an off game. They're so deep and versatile. Team basketball is a lot less prone to go cold when you're on the road.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
O'Neal dishes to Millsap. Korver off the pick from O'Neal. Korver, no luck.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And a wide open look for Freak. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. And it's an 11-point Hawks lead. Knicks shooting 41% for the game. Galloway, the pass to Anthony. And Aflalo kicks to Serafin. Good work defensively by Horford. Atlanta's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And O'Neal gets it to go.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Here's Anthony, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Kyle Korver.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and 1.
For New York, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
And, you know, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
Here's Schroeder. Outside, Scott. Another 3 for Atlanta.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
And that concludes the first half. Hawks ahead. They lead by 14. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
All right, men, we've done a good job in the first half of taking the momentum and being assertive with our style of play. We've done a nice job of getting everyone involved in the offense. Our passing has been heads up and unselfish. That's something I'd like to see even more of. The guys I will give credit to are the guys who came off the bench and gave us the scoring pop we needed. And let's try to play the second half at a moderate pace. Not too slow, but not too fast that it turns into a shootout. That's not what we want. All right, we're in good shape, but this is a strong team we're up against. We're going to have to weather some storms in the second half. Come on, fellas, we got this.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City Knicks. Now it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Nice game. Great performance by Kyle Korver.
And the thing I noticed most in that.
So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Kevin Shareef, and he's checked in for Lopez. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Porzingis. Derek Williams checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Calderon in for Langston Galloway. Kyle O'Quinn out there with Kevin Shareef. Then there's Calderon. Then it's Williams. And it's Anthony in at the small forward spot. That's the 5 for New York right now. Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of the great Tim Hardaway Sr., had a very good rookie season. However, last season, Clark, not the improvement that some were hoping to see out of him.
Kevin, you knew the expectations were going to be high going forward, very high. But sometimes you step back before you move forward. He only shot 39% last season, very low for a guy of his caliber.
Pass to Schroeder. Out to the wing. O'Neal inside. He's guarded by Calderon. And the dunk by O'Neal.
And the lead's not getting any smaller. Just an incredibly well-rounded performance here on the road.
And how good a feeling is that for this team to dominate the way they did in front of a hostile crowd? That is a satisfying feeling for the victor.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
In the corner, Hardaway with it. O'Neal a screen on Williams. Hardaway dishes to Scott and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And Mike Scott, a former second-round draft pick who has carved out a role here in the NBA the last 2 seasons, Clark. He was a major contributor off the bench.
Yeah, he's a bit of a tweener, you know, not big enough to maintain position down low on a consistent basis and not quick enough to really be a 3-man or small forward, but what he can do is get to the basket, rebound okay, and knock down the deep shot.
And New York making a change here. Aflalo's checked in.
And getting back to Mike Scott, his three-point percentage and attempts have increased each year he's been in the league. With a high, quick release, he's capable of making tough shots with a hand in his face in a way other players simply can't.
And so he makes both from the line.
You know, guys, we were talking about Scott shooting from downtown, but he can also score from mid-range, pick and pop off the dribble. When he's able to square his shoulders, he's deadly. I mean, he's a versatile big guy with a nice shooting touch.
Williams with the ball. He's picked up by O'Neal. Williams passes to Calderon. Shareef kicks to Williams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Aflalo, that's good. Atlanta leading by 13. Here's Scott, and the layup's good off the glass. Scott's got 6.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Calderon kicks to O'Quinn. Now here's Calderon, guarded closely. Over in the corner, Williams. Offensive rebound. Shot's good for Shareef. 10 points for him.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Schroeder gets a screen from O'Neal. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Oh, that's a close call there on the illegal screen.
But I'd go along with it, Greg. I mean, it didn't look like his feet were set to me.
9 seconds left to play in the third. Calderon with it. Fires the 3. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Hawks lead by 13. And welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. And the Knicks with possession here. On the court right now for the Hawks. O'Neal in at small forward. Splitter is out there with Mike Scott. Then it's Sheldon Mack. And it's Hardaway in at the 2 spot. And so the Hawks take the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quick Kyle Korver.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the build.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for sure.
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. Mad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell, and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, freak.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead. After he'd been missing for 3 weeks, the Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas, and I said I wouldn't do it because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I going to throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, freak?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a two-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, freak. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, freak. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo freak. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game. I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. So you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Look, man, it was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me, so naturally I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's all over my grill piece beefing. Next thing he know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit on his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him. And it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of freak. Hey, but check this out, though. He needs to train that hottie before he leave the house, though. Yo, he's hotties ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost $100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Look, Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freak, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know that can be deadly.
You know, when me and Vic were kids, playing summer tournaments at the Dome, we always imagined making it to the pros, right? And after the crowds left, just a street light was on the court, like 11:30, 12 midnight, even 1 in the morning sometimes. We used to practice player introductions, running on the court, giving dab, high-fiving the teammates. Vic, he would act as an announcer. You know, he would introduce me, announce my name on the loudspeaker, and the Jumbotron would flash my image like a little guy dressed in long shorts and a jersey. And now, fresh off his 3-game, 62-point scoring streak, the youngest player to ever do so in NBA history, Frequency Vibrations. So me and Vic would sit in those empty bleachers at the Dome and dream like nobody's business. And now I'm living a dream. For real. And in so many ways, Vic was part of that.
Please, listen to me. I mean, I know this guy's your dude from way back.
No. Me and Vic go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
That's good. We go way back. Did you say front seats?
Front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
We go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac. Well, do you have any crickets? I'm going to be the hit once again at Herbie Allen's Sun Valley Shindig because my fellow billionaires love it when I walk and talk that talk.
So that almost sounds...
No, let me tell you exactly what it sounds like. I respect, admire, and most importantly, love you as a human being and a role model. But I pay you a lot. And I mean, I pay you a lot of money to play for my team. And I am in this game to win it. And you can't win it with an albatross around your neck like Vic. So Vic is done. History. And here's some more lingo that I picked up from a former megastar who used to play for me several seasons ago. Thought I would never release him until I did. And now he's the sixth man on a struggling team in Venice. And yeah, I'm talking Venice with the canals and the gondolas and Harry's bar, not the street ballers next to the fortune tellers on the beach in Cali. This guy used to tell me when he thought there was a player destroying our team, don't be a hero, cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic, freak. Don't be a hero, cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache and unwanted and unnecessary negative attention. And it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's going to affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's going to affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's going to affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. V, G, Vic, gotta go. Handle your business. And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court, and how it can negatively impact my team. Now, I don't want you to have to learn Italian or Croatian as a second language. And hey, playing pro ball overseas, there's nothing wrong with that. But the arenas are nothing like this, nor will the money be the same. And on top of all of that, this is the U.S. of A., the greatest freaking country in the world. Ask yourself, is Vic worth all that? Think about it. Think long, think wrong.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You could see even Cece, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her.
We got Kevin Durant up next. And you know he'll come to play. I love his versatility, but that makes shutting him down next to impossible. Coach gave us a full breakdown of what to expect, and we watched plenty of film. But sometimes you just got to throw all that out the window and settle things on the court. And I'm ready. Bring it, KD.
Downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, enjoying extensive new development and rejuvenation. It's an interconference contest here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, as the Thunder play one at home. We're all set to bring you NBA action. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. It's the end of a string of away games for the Hawks as they look forward to returning home after this one. Winning their last 3 games. They'd like to make that 4 in a row here tonight.
And they've cemented their status over the course of this season as one of the truly elite teams in the NBA. They've done everything we've expected of them.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. The bar has been set very high, and they've done it to themselves. Yet, for all the success that they've had, it'll be quickly forgotten if they don't make a deep playoff run.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Teague and Korver are the guards. And it's Cephalosha in at the small forward position. Horford, good.
I don't know. Maybe they're still working out the kinks on D because that clearly was a break.
Hill comes in for Cephalosha. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Jeff Teague. Outside Westbrook feeds to Durant. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And that one's good. Adams has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Just too dominant in the low post to let him have the ball in that close.
Well, really simple opportunity for him. I mean, that's his bread and butter there.
Here's Roberson. Finishes the break with a slam.
Excellent vision by Durant out there. What a nice pass.
Well, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder winning their last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
They just looked stable pretty much from the get-go, guys. I mean, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game that you don't see at home, but not the case in that one.
Tremendous balance on display, Greg. I mean, when you look at who was carrying the scoring load, making assists, playing unselfishly, I mean, they had it all working, and that led to the nice road win.
One of the most dominant players in 2014 was Kevin Durant, of course, winning the league MVP. Then last year, cut short. We know that he's now on a mission to get back to that level. And Greg, it's hard.
Yeah, you know, it all came down to health for Kevin Durant. And at this point in his career, I mean, he's got the maturity. He's developed the skill set. He's just got to stay on the court. And really, when you talk about the game of basketball, the rest will take care of itself.
Here's McGarry. Atlanta with the rebound. Their last encounter was in Atlanta.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team. And a lot of it was...